Vacation for my goddamn mic, I guess. I keep saying it, but I never actually do. And you know, I keep kicking myself about it literally every time it happens, but I just don't. Okay, that's great and all, but maybe no. And no. You specifically need to be like down here. Okay. So, you know what? I do that every time to myself, and I feel like I sort of spoil it. So I'm going to not do that this time. And we'll see how it goes. Oh, hold on. Don't need Steam. Don't need Discord. Don't need CrazeForge no more. That can go away. And there we go. So, first things first. Okay. Easy Village is not a thing. And I think there's a reputation thing. Hmm. Okay. Ooh. Okay. So there is no reputation. Good to know. Son of a bitch. Some sticks. Oh, that's the camel. Oh my god. Don't do that to me, man. Ooh, hello. Huh? Or drink a mind goat. Ah, what? You want me to drink a what? What's that? Okay, so actually additions is a thing. It's good to know. Obviously the Project Red stuff is in here as well. Hola. I am definitely not here to steal from you. After all, what kind of robber would I be if I admitted that I was going to be stealing things? Psh. What? Alright, well, anyway. Also, miracle of miracles, I spawned in a desert. Never fucking happens for me. I'm sure these will come in handy later. I just feel it in my bones. Okay, so there's that mod. Cool, cool. Alright, well. Quest book time. I thought about making a hex mine. Or a hex world. For 3 of stone-like blocks and excavators do the same thing with dirt. Yeah. Additionally, axes will break all connected. Okay, cool. Oh. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Big up, like that. Okay. Oh. Okay. Huh? Wait. Did... Is this back going a Factorio route? Is that what's happening? Is it actually? Oh my lord. I'm genuinely intrigued. Like, I am wildly interested. Okay, so super flattened sky factory, then I won't worry about that, or sky block, I won't worry about that. Twigs. Okay, so I need that. Twigs turn into 2 sticks if I remember right. Nope, singular stick. Cack box. Hell yeah. Rocks. Okay. Wait, it's a pillager outpost over there. That's neat. I want nothing to do with whatever the hell they're cooking. So I'm assuming that I can't just do the basic stuff. No, it seems like I can. Yeah, seems like I'm perfectly fine to do it. Okay, cool. Next, chest, crafting table. This definitely feels like a Skyblock specific kind of pack. But it said any world type was fine. So I'm very confused. Now, if hostile mobs don't spawn, does that mean this is empty? Oh my god, it is. What the hell? So this is a bit closer to satisfactory then. Where there isn't really anything to contend with. You're just on your own building a factory. Okay. Sure. Jeez. There's plenty of seeds. That's good, I guess. I imagine like 3/4 of them are going to be useful for me later. We'll get rid of bark mushrooms, I guess. I am very confused. I will not lie. Okay, so those are mossy rocks. Rocks. Okay. I do not understand. This pack has a very strange energy about it. Huh. You want me to make it out of twigs, don't you? Oh, no. My starting implement for digging stone is meant to be a stone pickaxe. I see. That's mildly annoying, but not terrible, I suppose. Considering how frequent rocks are. Need a couple more. And I will be good to go. Boop. Boop. Like, I can't get over the weird energy I get from this pack. Because it feels like satisfactory in a way that, like, there's no real, like, massively encroaching threat. Okay, just immediately digging into fucking fluorite ore. I love that. But, like, at the same time, it feels like there's definitely supposed to be, like, a greater goal. Oh. Oh no. Well, I guess I'll go drop off the storage crate up here. So, like, I'm not... No, I'm in normal. Okay. Very interesting energy going on here. Stockroom catalog. Huh? Oh. Oh, shit. I like this. I really like that, actually. That's awesome. It's not like the, the usual press Y and you see everything, but having that is so helpful. It's legitimately not even funny. I super appreciate that. Okay, so I'm assuming the recipe for hammer is this or this. It is neither. Then maybe it's this, or can I not make it out of this? Huh. Oh, I see. I see, I see. Which does kind of make sense. Because if you make a hammer, you're easily going to be able to replace it. Especially if it's stone. So, fair play to you. Okay. So, they said there's ores in the world, but they're not going to help. I'm not sure what that means in particular. But, so I won't necessarily say no. Various different building blocks. Okay, so this is world specific then. But this should still mine 3x3, right? Yeah, cool. Alright. Maybe don't do that? Just a suggestion? Okay. So we have mechanism, immersive engineering. What else? I keep wanting to look, but at the same time, I don't want to. Oh. Oh. No. 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 What the hell is that? Huh? Are we sure this is a fucking research thing? This looks like black magic to me. I'm gonna be real. Okay. Okay. We're working with dirt. it's all compressed, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. And I can make charcoal. So it seems like a lot of these quests are going to be like, hey, do this. And while it doesn't really make sense in a normal world, they're more geared towards a super flat or skyblock world. Actually, a super flat world would have been kind of fun to fuck with. Maybe I'll swap over to do that. Because that does sound kind of fun. This is a pretty similar energy to playing Peaceful. Like, it's just you in the world. Nothing really to disturb you, nothing really to, you know, impede your progress or anything like that. It's just you existing. And I know a lot of people are like, ew, Minecraft in peaceful mode? Or like, they get legitimately creeped out by it, which, understandable. But, I don't know. I don't really see that way. As someone who tends to enjoy just kind of existing, it feels odd whenever I hear people being like, oh, I don't like being alone. On the one hand, sure, I get it. When I was younger, I fucking hated being outside alone. But of course, I also had fucking stranger danger drilled into me as a child. So, anytime I was outside, it's like, oh god. And of course, as I grew up, I got used to the idea of just like, no, just enjoy nature. Be outside. Alright, charcoal. Torches. I'm not making your fucking mini charcoal. Get the hell out of here. So, am I gonna be required? No, I am not. Awesome. Alright, let me go make another furnace. I guess dynamic lighting does not exist. Video settings, shader backs, complementary, done. I'm waiting for it to load and it's like... Let's see how it's going to be. Survey says... Okay, cool. It feels strange to me that the... Now, I'm assuming the actual ore itself can't be... Okay, that makes sense. So this is literally just decoration then. I have quite literally no reason to... Yeah, none. That's interesting. That is very interesting. So, I'm assuming I'm going to want item pipes sooner rather than later, which can get made with iron dust, which gets made with casting molten iron. Iron gets obtained with raw iron, iron piece, granite with an iron focus with a rock washer. Huh. Oh. Okay, so this is a while out then. Okay. Well, let's take this one step at a time then. So... Really? Really? You're just now giving that to me. Alright, yep, that's 100%. Realistically, the only thing that's stopping me from, you know, just existing is fall damage. I think that's pretty much it. Which you know, feels wild to say, but I think that's the truth. Like, I don't really think there's much in the way of threats going on in this pack. Why does my game run better when I have shaders on? What the fuck? Hello? What? Okay, sure. Whatever. I have no fucking clue. I swear to God, you can climb through these. Is that not a thing? Can you not do that? When there's moss inside? I swear you can. Oh, wait, no. These aren't the quark ones. Or, I think it's quark. I think these are separate ones. What are all these black dots? Oh. Okay, never mind. I know what those are. Yep. Okay. What the fuck? Okay, that's a new one. It's just a satellite array? What the fuck? This mod pack has a very strange aura to it. Like, I'll say it many, many times throughout this, but like, it feels different, which is really refreshing. So... Okay. This is a little strange, but not an unwelcome gift, I suppose. Huh? Um... what is... I am afraid I don't understand. Um, uh, uh, God, my brain just fucking melted in real time. Holy shit. I'm genuinely so confused. I've been essentially given Swift Sneak 3 on a building on the surface and enchanted golden apples. Like, I, things aren't adding up. I'm very confused and mildly concerned, I think. Like, I don't understand. What is happening? Okay. I guess I'm going to be on my merry way. I don't know. Like, I wish I did, but I genuinely don't know. Maybe it might have been better off doing a fucking super flat world. Because building would be a fucking cinch. I have to go through all, like, the super generic skyblock world shit, but, I mean, like, honestly, it might have been worth it. Or I could have, like, custom super flatted the world. Hello, Mr. Armadillo. I don't know. This is just really confusing, I'll be honest. Like, it feels like, for whatever weird reason, there's lore that I am just really not privy to. Okay. The lamp over there seemed a little weird. So, villages are relatively frequent. Not wildly so that you find one over every hillside you go over. But they're frequent enough to exist. Now, being near one doesn't necessarily get you anything because villager trades have been disabled. But you can get pretty solid things out of the job stuff. Oh, I thought that was like a weird island thing. What is going on over here? There's obviously a drop, but like how sturdy of a drop is it? It's pretty deep. It's probably what, like 30-ish blocks, and then down there is 20. Something like that. Now, naturally, I'd be fucking, you know, scratching at the neck, fiending for the ores, but knowing what I know, that's kind of a waste of time. Holy fuck, you're fast. Alright, so... Okay, so if a chest gets broken, then basically it says, I don't wanna. That stops tracking it, which is good. So... I did not grab my thing. Can I make... Technically, yes. But also no. Because now I need to worry about not having... I think I can get around that. I have to think a little outside the box with my usual... Oh no, because I couldn't... Yeah, no, I don't have access to redstone. Fuck. I would need something like a jungle temple in order to get a dispenser to be able to do it. Fuck. Unless I can find like a designed structure that has it on hand, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that though. Well, for now, let me go ahead and make a couple more Urnai. I'll make a hoe just so I can clear out some of this stuff. Mango juice, were whispers. Lumberjack, soil serenade. Upgraded here the mining skill card by completing challenges in the skills record. Huh? The fuck is that? Controls, keybinds, skills. Record is R. Okay, options, controls, keybinds, key R. Don't need range. Don't need reload shaders. Recipe is fine. Okay. Okay, options, controls, keybinds, key R. Okay, how... But how do I get a skill record? I'm not... I don't... Huh? Okay, sure. Now, out of curiosity then, because this has skyblock influences, does that mean... No. That does not exist. Fuck. Okay. Bone meal it is. Of course. This tree will give me enough to do 2 of them. Okay. So let that cook. That should smelt all of it. I must feel. It's a real great didgeridoo. All right. I go grab some leaves. Okay. Leaves are made into leafy string. Leafy string gets made into wool. And I don't know anything from there. I mean, realistically, I can just smelt the cactus and turn my bed green if I really need to, but I don't think I'm really going to need to. Never mind, I'm going to need to. Go nuts. I'm a little disappointed that 45 minutes in and I still have only stone tools. That's fine. Yeah, so let me go ahead and collect all the rewards. Like a wooden gear. I'm gonna choose to believe it when it says the first of many. I'm assuming it's not going to be this simple. Never mind, I'm a fucking genius. Like, I think I have a very strange relationship with Minecraft in particular that I definitely don't have with any other game. And it feels dumb to try and, like, physically put it into words. Because a lot of what it is just feeling. Because there are times where it'll feel really fucking boring. And that's fine. The thing you love isn't always going to be the most exciting thing. It isn't always going to be perfect. But I do think I have this very, like, strange and sort of, like, rooted connection with this game. I haven't played it nearly as long as some other people have. Nor will I say it has, like, a super profound, like, impact on my life. Like, I'm not going out to search for, like, you know, all the Minecraft memorabilia or anything like that. But I do think it does sort of just exist in my mind as a game to go back to, always. It's sort of like a... Jesus fuck, wow. Okay, turn that down, please. That one note in particular is just like, through the headphones, you are going to die. But, like, every once in a while when the music kicks in and it's just you, the world, and, you know, like, you just kind of get hit with those memories sometimes. Like, I've played on so many servers that, like, at this point in time, probably don't exist anymore. Full of people who have gone off and done things with their lives, have families, you know, all that fun stuff. Like, hell, some of them might even have fucking grandchildren by now. I don't fucking know. But, like, that's just the kind of, like, the ecosystem that Minecraft is. It's just like, no, or at least not many, like, really young kids are gonna, like, sit down and learn the nitty-gritty about how to run an ME network. Like, they don't really care. It just kind of becomes an issue that they address. Grace575, thank you for the follow. It just kind of becomes an issue that they address and then move on. Whereas when you get older, you begin to sort of appreciate this limit and, like, trying to plan around it to try and optimize and, you know, organize and all that. And definitely as a child, I didn't fucking care about that. I ran into that 32 channel limit. I'm like, oh fuck, I hate this. Now as an adult, that shit excites me. Like, I run into that 32 limit. It's like, okay, what can I trim? What can I, you know, reorganize to try and, you know, finagle in just like a few more channels, just get a few more in there. Like, and it sounds really stupid and it sounds really lame, but it's just really satisfying when you get that whole factory up and running and everything works and everything is like, you can, like, walk around in it and actually, like, exist in it. I enjoy Factorio just because it's like a large, like a massive, massive scale factory building game. You are just like a tiny aspect Never mind, you know, the fact that you created it, but you're just like a tiny little speck in this massive factory that you put together. And if you're in single player, that effect is a lot more profound because it is just you and your factory. And you'll have, like, you'll listen to, like, some of the ambience where it's just, like, quiet buzzing of high voltage electricity. Like, the hissing and, like, the fucking shifting of mechanical parts as they go about just doing things. I think that's the thing that Minecraft sort of lacks. Create's pretty good at that, but there's some things that could use some quality of life and or just like nitpicking things to fix up, like sound design stuff. But that's not the bulk of what they're after. So I get why that isn't like a thing in the mod. But like sound design in Factorio is fantastic. Like it's a phenomenal factory building game. It's a phenomenal just game in general. But the sound design in it is actually really good. And I think the wild thing is that a lot of the times when I play a game, very rarely do I come across glitches. Which, I'm a fucking statistical outlier for that. Generally speaking, that's how things go. But very, very, very rarely have I ever actually, like, run into glitches. Exploits, yes. But those, I think, are in a different category, because those are interactions between things that maybe don't usually. Kind of like create and sophisticated storage. How you can duplicate with that. But, like, generally speaking, I don't run into any sort of bugs or anything like that. Like, I've never really run into lighting issues with Minecraft. I've never really... Not true, but that's entirely separate. That's just kind of how Minecraft's lighting works. But generally speaking, it's weird to some degree. Huh? Right-click on a block of dirt with an excavator. Will drop all loot that spawns when breaking dirt with the resource curio. Huh? I mean, if it's just a check mark, I'll gladly do it, but... What? I'm very confused. I'm afraid I don't understand. Also, I don't have a mine here. Where was that hole I just patched up a bit? But no, my relationship to Minecraft is honestly strange in my opinion. Because I both love and hate the game at the same time. Which sounds weird when I just say it. But the problem is that I've played so much modded that vanilla Minecraft doesn't feel like Minecraft anymore. Now, let me explain a bit, because that sounds like a really fucking dumb take. And or just out of touch. Modded has this community behind it. Like a very, very specific and very dedicated community that is essentially focused on making Minecraft their interpretation of the best it can be. And I'm not saying Mojang isn't doing that, but they're stuck under the watchful eye of Microsoft, who are constantly focused on how much money is this making? How much is this going to make us? How much is this going to affect our optics? How much is this going to do this, this, and this? And will it be, will it be marketable? Can we make money off of this? Which, I mean, they're a company, sure. But modded just has that specific energy that I really, really enjoy. Where it's just people sitting down, chilling out, doing them. Like, it could be one person, could be two, could be a whole team of them. And they just make things. And that's really fucking cool. I am not a talented person. I genuinely don't think so. If, there was a world I am, it ain't this one. But all in all, I am more than happy to sit down and, give the modded Minecraft community the deserving glaze that they need. Because, like, some of the mods that the Minecraft community, I will admit, are a little unhinged. Other ones are obnoxious. Some of them are, let's say, quirky in their own unique little way. But generally speaking, it's not the end of the world. Huh? Huh? Ooh, construction sticks. Oh, shit. Okay. No, I didn't need that. What did I need? Wait. Huh? Weird. I'm getting sidetracked. But, like, generally speaking, the modded Minecraft community is very interesting. Because it's very nebulous. But all in all, a lot of the community genuinely prefers to keep the game going. Because some folks earn a career off of it eventually. What am I doing? Stone. Right, stone. But no, like, all in all, it's just kind of wild to sit down and think about. There are some servers that I haven't touched in years. Which feels really crazy to say, but at the same time, it's true. Like, I'm not actively looking for servers anymore. I'm old enough, have, money. I can make a server if I really want to play something with friends. I don't have to go to, fucking X Minecraft server website and be like, oh, I want, this pad or this, this server, I want it to have, survival Hunger Game. I don't even know if they do Hunger Games anymore. Like, it's crazy. Like, I have so many wild memories of, like, being a child, coming home from school, sitting down on the computer, loading up Minecraft and playing, like, fucking Hunger Games and shit. Because that was just the thing to do. Like, it's crazy. And why am I getting notifications on my phone? Why am I just now being notified on my phone that I'm live? What? haven't gotten disconnected, so that's good. I think. Maybe? I don't know. But no, like, it's tough for me to rag on Mojang too much, because I'm well aware that they're under the watchful eye of Mojang, or of Microsoft. There's too many M-named companies. But, like, Minecraft mob votes have been a mess. They're not what they used to be anymore. They're not, the same, oh, let's bring the community together. We'll have a great time. It's not that anymore. And that energy's just gone. Because at one point in time, it was like, hey, vote for this one thing, and we'll get to adding it later. That was, from what I remember, the general promise. The problem with that is after a while, you kind of tend to lose faith in claims that someone's making if they don't deliver. So like year after year after year, mob votes would go by, and like all of these things that they said they were going to add, they never did. And it, like, for the biome stuff, I get it. They're larger, more complex. You have to focus on like the ecology of the biome, focus on what might fit there, what trees might go there, and do some research, do all that. But for mobs, it's like, well, depending on the mob, you might have locations that would fit it. Like the Iceologer, as they like to go by, but honestly, Chillager would have been so much better. Like that, I don't understand why that didn't get added, and maybe there's like technical issues that I don't understand or know about. But like I don't fully understand why that couldn't have been added. Like that feels strange to me to some degree. Because on the one hand, it's like, yeah, sure. Maybe reason X, Y, or Z came up and, they just couldn't do it. It is what it is. But at the same time, it feels a little offhanded and kind of annoying when, you go through all this rigmarole, all of this fanfare to be like, oh, we're gonna do, this, and this, and here's what's gonna be added, and here's what your votes will lead to. And then promising, yeah, we'll definitely do that. Just, hang tight, we'll be, everything will be great. And then, year after year, nothing happens. Naturally, people are going to be a bit annoyed by, what comes up next. Like, Phantoms, everyone universally was like, oh, we're going to get a new boss. It's going to be great. 3 days of no sleep, and you're going to get attacked by some cool shit. Now they're just, annoying kites that fly at you and are angry because you didn't sleep, and they don't go away if you don't sleep. Like that doesn't, why? Like that makes little to no sense to me and doesn't really fit this. I saw you staring. But, like, generally speaking, it's nice to have a sky mob that isn't the Ender Dragon. But why did it need to be something that's, like, it's dependent on you not sleeping, which can happen on mistake if you're in the mines doing things. Like, it just bugs me that they exist, I guess. Because, like, Minecraft Phantoms don't really add a lot. Like, sure, you get a repair material for your elytra, and that's great. But that's not worthwhile. Like, that doesn't make sense. That's dumb. Because you're gonna have mending unbreaking on your elytra anyway. So why would you ever bother with a phantom? Like 9 times out of 10, you're going to the end with enchanted armor. And if you are, you've probably run into a few mending books. Depending on your playstyle, you've probably already gone to the ancient city. You might even have, like, just casually enchanted diamond armor. So it seems weird to me that, you know, this thing that comes out every 3 days if you don't sleep is now integral to like a thing. And elytras are meant to be beetle wings, or like the external carapace for the outside that protects the wings. Why the fuck do phantoms have anything to do with a carapace? Like, I'm confused, I guess would be the best way to describe it. I get on the one hand, it's like they're gliders. What the fuck? Why the fuck? Okay, full stop. Why the fuck do you need a decimal in the trillionths, if not further? Like, am I delusional on that one? No, I'm pretty sure that's like in the trillionths. Okay. But like, I don't get it. All right, you know what? Let me go get a drink. I'll be right. I don't need to go very far. Okay. But like, maybe that's just me, you know, ranting and raving about X, Y, and Z, but like, vanilla Minecraft has sort of lost the Minecraft feeling to me. Because previously it was like, oh yeah, you know, here's, you know, a bunch of things that we think the community will like. Now it's, you know, worrying about, you know, offending groups of people and doing this, that, and the other thing. Like, don't get me wrong. The parrot debacle, I mean, that was kind of a bad look, but realistically, if you're feeding your parrot a cookie, there were bound to be complications anyway. What? Why is there a chicken? You know what? I'm not going to ask too many questions. I'm just going to collect my cobblestone and be on my merry way. But Like, all in all, it feels strange to sort of like sit down and think about Minecraft a bit more critically in a fucking peaceful world of all things. Because I don't have to worry about phantoms in this world. I don't have to worry about, you know, X mob coming to get me or anything like that. Like, I say peaceful, but it's not. I don't know. Like, I just don't. I don't get it sometimes. And maybe that's just me getting older, which feels fucking weird to say because I'm 25. Nope. I'm 24. But generally speaking, like, it doesn't. Minecraft just doesn't feel the same anymore. And maybe that's just me hyper fixating on what it was versus what it is now. And that could be entirely true. Like, I'm not going to sit here and deny it. But, I don't know. Everyone getting super heated about Minecraft mob votes to the point where they said they were going to stop it, but have been a bit wishy-washy about whether or not they're actually going to stop it, which realistically I don't think they are. Like, it drives too many views to their streams to make it not worthwhile. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing in this pack. I'm going to be real. Like, I'm just kind of doing things. And that's cool and all. But I have... Oh, wait, what? Wait, what? What? Okay. Sure. That sounds like a good idea to me. So, 1 millibucket per tick. So you mean to tell me I need to wait 500 seconds for a bucket of water? Yeah, fuck that. No. Yeah, no, I'm good. If I want to do that, I will do that later. For right now, I have other things I must attend to. Okay. I don't know what the fuck I did differently than the other time. But I won't say no. Wooden bucket? No wooden bucket. Boo. Okay. Clay ball. Obtained from strainer. Now I could do that. Or, because I live next to a river like a fucking Giga Chad, I could swim around a wee bit, find me a patch of clay, and just go diggy diggy diggy. Okay, I should say I am mildly worried that they replaced all the clay with salt. I do feel like I somewhat chose easy mode, but I think the compromise between a default world's ease of resource access and Superflat's ease of building room is, in a default world, you may have access to resources, but you gotta move shit around in order to place stuff. Where on Superflat, you can place shit all you want, but you gotta work for them resources. Yeah, I don't have access to... Huh? Hey, what's it? Does it grow it in one? Or is it like a multi-tap thing where it takes durability? Because if it just grows it in one fell swoop, I will not say no to that. But I have a feeling that's not going to be the case, otherwise that would be really fucking busted. Good to know. Okay, so it does have durability. That's not bad. I can grow 128 of these trees. Shit. That's worth. Okay. Then a brick furnace. Then I need bricks. Then I need bricks and a brick furnace to make a stone brick furnace, or whatever the fuck it's called. A brick blast furnace, something like that. I don't fucking know. Was it 3 or 5? 3. Okay, cool. What time is it? Oh, midnight. You know what? Let me put on some music. Doom, boom, doom, 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 doom. Do 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 do. Doom 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 bam 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 do 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 do. You know what? We'll just go with some real casual lo-fi. Nothing wild. Nothing spooky, just... Okay. We'll make that a wee bit bigger. Nope. Okay. I should have just left this running. I would have had more bricks done. No, well. But it feels weird sitting down and talking about my history with Minecraft. Because it was such a universal thing that, like, I sort of sat down and was like, oh yeah, everyone's playing it. Like, I remember seeing it as a child and being like, holy shit, you can fucking build stuff? And you could beat things up? That's cool. And, like, that sounds kind of stupid as an adult, but, like, that shit was cool. Back in the day, there weren't many things that did that. Back in the day of yonder yesteryear. Ah, what a time. Glass can be made in a blast furnace. Means it must be made in a blast furnace. How dare you lie to me? Where the truth behind but no, like, generally speaking, Minecraft definitely does have a very specific aura to it when it's just you in the world alone. Because, like, no real amount of, like, horror mods are really going to, like, fuck with you in a way that mirrors how your mind will do it. Because, like, if you're alone, you're not worried about, you know, creature X or creature Y. You're worried about the shit that you think up. And that will always be so much scarier than what some, you know, random guy who made a mod for Minecraft came up with. Which is why I want to actually sit down and play the broken script. The actual, like, fixed version, the one that doesn't just surprise shut your computer down. Because that seems genuinely interesting to me. Like, it seems like it'll actually be something cool to do. Oh no. Oh no, this... Why is there a checklist? Why is there a checklist? No. No. Oh no. Oh, these got massively revamped. What the fuck? Oh feels weird. That feels really weird. I don't like that. Like I do, but that something about that don't feel right. I'm gonna be real. Like, part of me sees I have access to mechanism stuff early on, and that's mildly upsetting to me because I worry about what the actual crafting recipes are gonna look like for shit later on down the line. But that's kind of exciting in a way. Because it's like, oh, there's some shit going on. Also, 16. That's generous. Oh. Oh. There's a way to make clay, isn't there? It's with driftstone, water, and dirt. Can I make dirt infinitely? I don't think so. Yeah, I can take mud through an enrichment chamber, but I'm not going to get my hands on an enrichment chamber for a long while. So. Oh, this is for fluids. Oh no. Oh no. Don't like that. So. Okay, I see. Strainer tank is glass. That. And then I need to take that out, chuck a couple of those in there, and boop. As long as I don't scoop up lava, we'll be fine. Speaking of which, buckets. What do we have available? Clay and iron. Oh. Oh. I mean, I guess that checks out. Okay. So I can start a farm if I want to, but I don't know that I'm really going to need to, if I'm being honest. So the strainer, source block. Yeah. So I'm assuming that, does it consume it or does it just spit out items? I think it consumes it. Yeah. Okay. So if I do... Okay, so it's exclusively for that specific world type. Good on them for managing to actually set that up properly. Some packs don't exactly nail down world-specific crafting recipes. So, out of curiosity then. Okay, so that's also world-specific too, it seems. Is that or I'm doing it wrong? One of the two. Just full screen that. There we go. So yeah, I think generally speaking, I'd be better off if I had a method of obtaining dirt, which, I mean, like I have plenty of it. Cloche. So if I make a bunch of cloches and I just have them making leaves, then I can turn the leaves into dirt via crafting. You wound me. Truly, you wound me. Fuck. Okay. Alright. Yeah, so I'm not gonna get anything I don't already have out of that. Like, the clay is helpful, but it's not gonna do me much good. Realistically. Can I? No. But no, like, generally speaking, I think the reason I enjoy Minecraft a lot is because it's just something away from the world. Away from, you know, the chaos and the you know, rampant nonsense that constantly gets shoved down your throat from all angles kind of world. Because, like, if you're just chilling in a world, why, like, who's gonna bother you? Like, let's be real. I'm a colossal fan of single-player worlds because, generally speaking, it's a chiller experience. There's not really a lot going on. It's just you. So you can kind of, you know, think things through, take things slow at your own pace, not worry about, you know, person X or person Y yelling at you because, oh, you can get this done, meh, 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 or whatever. Like, no. You take things at your own pace. You exist at your own speed. You know, there's no deadlines, no time limits, no, you know, due dates, anything like that. Just you. So, like, while I understand that some people aren't a fan and are creeped out by peaceful mode in Minecraft, I don't really feel that way. Because, yeah, you can dwell on, oh, there could be somebody over there on that hill watching me, and oh, my world doesn't feel like it. That's fine. But realistically, what would it matter? Like, say for instance, you know, oh my god, my world is haunted, guys. I think there's a ghost in my Minecraft world. What difference does that change realistically? Outside of all the stories, outside of all of like the you know the fanficness, the you know all the other stuff, like what does that change? what does this mysterious entity that's, you know, trying to take your soul, what does that change? Like, genuinely. Like, I don't fully understand that sort of mentality behind it. Maybe that's just because I enjoy being alone. But like, I never understood it. I never got how people didn't enjoy, you know, the quiet solitude of just sitting on a mountain, not worrying about being fucking shot in the back by a mob you didn't see because you just were walking. Maybe I'm the weird one. like, like maybe I'm the weird one. I'm fully capable and willing to admit that. Because like I feel like I'm the weird one out most of the time. Generally speaking, I just enjoy living. I enjoy existing, even if there's really not a lot going on. And like that sounds strange to some people. That's fine. Not everyone moves at the same speed. You know, not everyone is as comfortable with long, you know, ear-ringing silences as I am. That's fine. Why am I right? Because yuppers, I forgot about that. That's neat. Oh. Plastic glow to obtain leaves from satellite recipes. Leaves can be also. Okay. Now, I'm assuming it needs that upgrade in order to be able to actually produce leaves normally. Which is kind of a kick in the dick, but not the end of the world, I suppose. I don't know. Like, I think that's why I'm so fascinated by Broken Script. Is because it's the manifestation of the otherworldly feeling that people have with single player peaceful Minecraft. Or just Minecraft in general, I guess. It's a sensation that I never really noticed or experienced. And that seems interesting. But I don't know if I just want to do it like on a stream or if I want to do it as like a special video or something. I don't know. Generally speaking, I'm a very simple person. I don't really play horror games. But I guess that's not entirely true because I play Faz and Repo pretty regularly. Well, not regularly anymore, but You used to. I think Faz has a pretty particular brand of horror to it as well. I think the like low rumble that it does when you're in a room just like looking for evidence is kind of neat. Where it like simulates the blood in your ears or whatever the fuck. Oh. Just because it's a peaceful world does not mean I can die. Why am I down here again? Right, gravel. Why the fuck am I down here? If I'm... literally right next to me. Never mind, we're good. Immediately justified. Okay. Clay. Okay. Now, does this need... Yes. Okay. Okay. Time to make me some melting. Huh? Okay. I'm assuming it's just a... Oh. Alright, what's your recipe? Oh. That's a little annoying. But sure. I don't know. Generally speaking, I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on who I am as a person. And I think the only really massive thing that I'm annoyed by about myself is I'm pretty lazy sometimes. Sometimes with a pretty big asterisk, but that being said, like, nobody's perfect. And shit, if being lazy is my worst attribute that I can think of, cool. That's fantastic. But, like, I don't know. Shit's wild these days. Like, everyone's angry at everyone. There's, like, no real semblance of just sitting down and breathing. And if anytime you are breathing, you're breathing down somebody's neck. It's like, what? It's dumb. But that's just the way the world is now. And if you're not angry at somebody because their politics are different than yours, suddenly, like, you're doing politics wrong, which is really fucking stupid, and I think genuinely a brain-dead take. Like, I think if you are genuinely getting mad at people because they think differently than you, then I don't think there's enough, like, bipartisan thinking going on. And I don't know how the fuck I got here from Minecraft. But, like, it's just all I can think about. Because on the one hand, you've got, you know, people who want one thing, and you've got these other people who want another thing. The fuck is an equipment modifier? What? Apply modifiers to your equipment. Your first modifier will add 1 level to your equipment. Additional modifiers acquire additional level. Use your tools to level up. Using a repairing mold will allow you to repair equipment using its molten variants. Huh? But, like, everybody is so up in arms. Some for legitimate reasons that I can understand, and others less so. And then you have people who, despite knowing what kind of stage they're on, will continue to act erratically. And, you know, pursue violence. And there are some cases where it's justifiable but not moral to do that. Like, it's not... War is an ugly thing. Nobody... I can't really necessarily say that because there are, but I don't think anyone really comes out of a war a victor. Like, yeah, on the one hand you win, but realistically what you've gained from that war is mistrust from others. Because if you actively pursue it, then you begin to create a precedent of, you know, displaying a violent behavior. And I'm not going to sit here and grandstand about, like, oh, war bad. Like, I get it. Not everything can be, you know, fucking sunshine and rainbows. But, like, fuck, man. It'd be really fucking great if, like, sitting down and having a conversation, even if it got heated, even, you know, if everyone started shouting and everyone got angry, if it remained a conversation, I think that'd be phenomenal. Now, I'm not so naive to, sit here and be like, oh, that's just how it should be. Like, there's a lot of shit going on in the world. I don't know how people feel about, X group or Y group. I don't like that. Like, that's no. But it would be really, really nice just to, if everyone could sit down and, just talk it out. Like, I'm constantly reminded of this one video of these two dudes absolutely going at it. Like, they're just, throwing insults at each other, and it became a meme for a while. It was really fucking funny. And then they just parted. Just have a good day. And that was the end of it. I don't know what ended up happening afterwards. But that, like, they screamed at each other. They got all the frustration out, and they're like, all right, have a good day. That'd be great. That'd be great if that's how the world was. I think that'd be fantastic. But it just isn't. And, like, I'm not gonna sit here and make believe that that's a reasonable thing to expect from the world. Because different people feel differently about other things. I know that. Politics is a messy, oftentimes kind of gross subject to sit down and talk about. People get angry about it. Sometimes understandably so, and other times rather irrationally so. But they feel strongly about it. What? Wait. Hot water? Okay, sure. Yeah. Hot water. Yeah. I don't understand. Couple more bricks, and I think I need a crafting table. And then I can do that and that. Yeah. I don't know what this does for me, but I can do it. Pretty neat. This modifier is at max level. I guess that's valid. can I use the tech buck? It'd be cool. I'm not fucking using them for anything. Alright, you know what? Get rid of this rain. Ooh. Wow, a rainbow. I'll let that run its course. So, what am I looking to do, realistically? Okay. So that's all set. Right. Okay. No, I remember now. Okay. Give me my tech books. So molten coal is, yeah, made from charcoal. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna want chest and can I make that in that? 10 seconds versus 10. Okay, so it doesn't really matter what one I do it in. It'll be the same anyway. Can I use... No. Okay. Alright, normal furnace it is. Okay. Where does it end up first? Oh. Well, that's not where I want you to end up. There you are. Let's see where you really end up. If I remember right. Please tell me you're round robin and not. Eesh, you're not. Okay. You plan.
I'm sorry. What? How does that make any sense? Huh? Ah, shit, it's the back, isn't it? How about now?
The fuck? I don't understand. No, I need you to cycle. What? I don't. No, it doesn't say anything outlandish about it. It should just be normal fairness. Don't. Okay. Bit odd, but alright. Okay, there we go. Weird. I wonder why it does that. But no. I don't know how long of a stream I'm gonna end up doing. I'm not particularly tired, but I am also sort of just reaching the end of my I want to stream mood. I might do a bit of progress between streams. Kind of depends on what I'm feeling. Factorial's fun if I want to think a lot. Minecraft is good if I just want to kind of turn my brain off. Focus on a bunch of little things that don't really mean much. If that sounds counterintuitive, that's fine. Like, the way that I think things isn't going to match up with everyone's. Yeah, I guess I'll just cook through the rest of the grout. Fuck it. But I don't know. The folks on Twitch, let me know if you want to see me do Broken Script. YouTube as well. I'm not really a horror kind of person, but I think it'll be interesting to see how other people experience single player peaceful worlds. Because, like, I don't see what they see, really. Like, I don't really feel that same sort of emptiness that they do. What really gets me is I don't even know if I can necessarily say liminal spaces. Because I think liminal spaces are just fascinating. Like, they're not inherently scary, they're just a space that feels off. Hmm. But I don't know. I think it'll be an interesting thing to play. Because, like I said, I'm not a huge horror enthusiast. I don't go out to movies to watch horror movies. I don't play, you know, Five Nights at Freddy's to, play jump scare games or anything like that. Like, I don't enjoy jump scares. They're just annoying to me. Like, I never really got into the whole I want to play Five Nights at Freddy's craze. Like, it just seemed annoying and tedious. And listening to the same screams every, 10, 15 minutes if you fucked up. That doesn't sound enjoyable to me. But I think learning the perspective that others have about a peaceful Minecraft world will be interesting. I don't know. Because to me, an empty Minecraft world is just kind of how the difficulty says it. It's just peaceful. It's quiet. You're not, constantly immediately focused on, X mob sprinting around the corner and, trying to fucking beat the shit out of you or anything like that. You don't have to worry about no tiny little fucking ankle biter also doing the same thing or just sprinting around a corner coming to beat the shit out of you and, tear your ankles off your fucking legs or anything like that. It's just you. And I think part of the reason why that I enjoy peaceful mode a bit differently than others do is because it's just a great time to think. It's a good time to just be you in your own little world, contemplating all the stupid shit that's going on in your life, or just like random little things that have happened that you don't really have a method of describing, but you also want to sit down and sort of like contemplate about it. And because I'm a very vocal thinker, a lot of that just kind of comes down to me talking, which is why I enjoy streaming, because it's just, if it's just me being me, I think that's some pretty genuine content. Like, it's not the high octane, super, refined editing style of 2025 YouTube. Like, fuck, I don't do any editing. Maybe someday I will. I said I was going to for the Talos Principle stuff, but I just haven't gotten around to doing it. I've done light editing stuff for like some of the really shitty Brawlhalla videos that I have on my channel. But like, that's not good. But it was also the first time that I sat down to, quote unquote, edit a video. there were things that I wanted to do to, you know, enhance the video that I didn't know how to do, and maybe one day I'd like to learn it, but I guess it stands right now. I don't know. But no, for me in particular, I think the whole idea of, you know, Minecraft being this super terrifying thing if it's just on its own doesn't really line up with the way that I see it. And I think a mod like Broken Script will be a really interesting way to see that sort of, like, that sort of side of the deal. Do I think it's going to fundamentally, you know, rock my socks and, you know, change the way that I think about peaceful Minecraft? No. I have far too many memories of just existing in a peaceful world back when I didn't want to deal with mobs and just existing. Dicking around, building castles, talking about nothing to myself because I was just thinking through shit that was going on in my day. And honestly, I don't think it's entirely wrong to think vocally. Like, there have been so many times where I've had people look at me like I was fucking insane because I think vocally. I was like, you alright? It's like, yeah, I'm just thinking. And people find that really fucking weird. Not everyone, but a pretty solid chunk of people do. Which feels odd to me because that's just kind of household that I grew up in. Everyone who was just thinking would think vocally. They'd talk to themselves. And, like, maybe that sounds strange to some folks. That's fine. But I do think there is some merit to just sitting down and talking things through to yourself. Because instead of it just being the voice in your head, you know, actively expressing X, Y, and Z, it just becomes you. And there is something to say about having a filter, but to the same degree, if you think aloud, you generally sort of begin to understand where your train of thoughts tend to go. I'm going to mute my mic for a sec so I can adjust so it doesn't squeak. Like, you have a tendency to sort of understand the different ways of how expressing things will be presented when they're said vocally. Because depending on, you know, outside stimuli of how you tend to feel about other people and the way they think about you, when you vocalize something, you tend to think about how other people are going to interpret that. Which, duh. But when you sort of sit down and, like, you know, process all of that, you sort of run into less situations where words that you say can be taken out of context. But it's not, it's just kind of unavoidable with the internet. People will clip shit and, you know, misinterpret and X, Y, and Z because there's just so many eyes, so many eyes and ears to scrutinize and, you know, speculate on every single detail, every little breath, every little attenuation of every syllable that you say. And that's just the internet. You're not going to please everyone. But there's a sort of freedom to that. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you sit down and you're like, okay, well, if I can't please everyone, then maybe focus on the ones that you do want to. Now, that's not to say that the sort of like, I'm trying to think of the word for it. There's a word for it. There's a specific word for it, and I don't know why the fuck I'm blanking on it. I don't know why I'm blanking on it. Parasocial. For some reason, my mind's like, yeah, plutonic, that's the one you want. No. Parasocial relationships are weird, in my opinion. Like, oh. Okay, bye-bye, X. I guess I will make myself another one. But, like, generally speaking, they're weird. They're kind of icky, in my opinion. Like, I can understand wanting to, you know, chill out with people, talk to them, do whatever. But getting to a point where, like, you treat them in a way that you wouldn't others is a bit icky. Because, like, generally speaking, it's fine. You know, if you have jokes or whatever with your community, or you have, you know, memes that exist within your own little bubble, that's fine. But it's when it pushes outside of that and you start, like, asking for things. That's weird. Maybe that's just me. I'm fully willing to admit that, but, like, it doesn't feel right. And again, that's probably just entirely me. And I'm not gonna throw shade at people because, you know, everyone goes about it differently. But I do think when it stops being just you and an audience and becomes something a little different, that's when things start to get a little weird. Because, and maybe that's just me being, you know, anti-person and not, you know, liking people. But I don't know. It feels weird when things stop being, you know, treated like, oh, this is a stranger on the internet kind of deal. You know what I mean? And maybe I'm the weird one for thinking like that, but that's just generally how I've grown up on the internet, how I've come to understand things. Because I've been on the internet long enough to see some pretty wild shit. some shit I probably shouldn't have seen at the age that I saw it. If you know, you know. Other things, probably not. But, like, I don't know. The internet is a strange and wonderful place. You're able to find anything and everything in a few keystrokes. And if you know the right people and you know the right skills, you can get just about anywhere. It's a tool, it's an ecosystem, it's a culture, it's really it's an amalgamation, which is kind of just how it always has been. And I'm sure some folks who are like watching this video later on are like, how the fuck did we get here? Aiden Nilsson, thank you for the follow. And like, that's just generally how my mind works. Is my brain will go from one thing to another and another. And I don't necessarily try to stop it unless it's like, okay, let's not go there. Generally, I try to be pretty mindful about that. But no, the internet is a very strange and wonderful place. It's also very terrifying. And I think that, much like a weapon, if it isn't treated with a level of respect that it needs, less deserves, then wild and terrible things can happen. But I think a pretty similar thing goes with a lot of things in the world. I'm completely off track as to what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing. Melting, right. I need to start working on hot water. Why? I don't know. All I know is I need hot water. Yeah. But like on the same idea that you can get anywhere if you know the right skills, that's kind of also a problem with the internet, is for that very same reason that it can be praised, it can be feared. Because if you have the right person who has the right motivations, they can ruin people's lives in an instant. And they may not even be necessarily like someone they agree with. Like, it feels crazy to like live in this sort of an age where people are generally pretty like up to the idea of what the internet can truly be. The random sounds that lo-fi uses from time to time, man. Like, it's wild. Like, a person who could improve security for, you know, organization X, Y, or Z could be the same person that empty somebody's bank account and, you know, like causes havoc in a way they shouldn't be. And that's wild. But that's the internet. Like, it's a crazy and terrifying tool that can be used in so many different ways. And it has been. And I don't ever want that to be lost on me. Like, I don't ever want to sit down one day and be like, oh, golly, the internet sure isn't what it used to be. Because it isn't. But at the same time, I think sitting with that, there it is, with that sort of mentality. I don't know where I'm putting it's a solidifier. Okay. I don't know. Like, there are times where I feel like I am fairly well versed on the internet, and then there are other times where something will come up and it's like, holy shit, that's a thing they allow? And they don't necessarily allow it, but it just is a thing that exists on the internet. It is a crazy, wild, terrible, terrifying, existential, and downright dreadful thing. But it's also pretty fucking crazy sitting down and remembering that the internet's a fucking beautiful place too. Like, artists can, you know, post their art in a medium that previously was reserved for like museums and shit. And, like, they don't necessarily have to go out onto the street corner and be like, oh, hey, look at this, I made this. They can post it to the internet and people will find it. And generally speaking, not necessarily entirely how it is every time, but generally speaking, if it's good, people will find it. People will talk about it. Their name will grow, and, you know, who they are as an artist will be, you know, benefited. Wait. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. Generally speaking, I think anyone who tends to be genuine in the way they portray their thinking and don't necessarily shy away from how they go about thinking about things or voice their opinions, but generally try to keep non-related issues separate. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and go into, you know, oh, I think, you know, X politician is bad because they did X, Y, and Z. Like, I'm not a political streamer. I don't want to be. So I'm going to do my best to stay out of that. So I think generally anyone who has that sort of mindset to keep things separate, but also is mindful of things happening, it's complicated, as many things tend to be. I don't know that I really have one specific person that motivates me. temperature is it outside? 54. Okay. Let me grab some to put onto my feet because they are getting cold. I think generally speaking, if a person has a solid sense of self and doesn't constantly look like they're about to crash out, then I think generally that's a pretty solid person to look at. I don't think anyone is inherently faultless. I don't think anyone is like some divine entity that should be looked at and praised for everything they do. I think if they do good things, that should be praised, and if they do bad things, then that should be criticized. But I think that's a very milquetoast take, like a milquetoast take, and doesn't really mean much. But unfortunately, because it is the internet, sometimes that isn't necessarily the case, which is crazy. Because I don't think people who do not handle attention well should really have a spotlight on them. I don't know how I handle attention. I was never specifically like someone who sought attention. Like I never did spelling bees or like anything like plays or anything like that. And generally I think I'm a pretty reserved person. But I also know that in being reserved, there is such a thing as looking inward too much. Generally, that can be kind of dangerous because it's weird. Yeah. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. Like, I think a lot of generally about how I want to go about doing like my content would be to preach an idea of not necessarily being afraid to. This is a bit of a touchy subject because there are some issues that folks might have mentally where it might be an issue, but I don't think generally if you are of sound mind, it is trying to phrase this properly. That's not. I think generally speaking, if you are not in any danger from your thoughts due to an external stimulus, I don't know if that's necessarily true though. This is sort of like the thing that I tend to try and focus on, is trying to articulate what it is that you mean to say specifically. Because generally speaking, if you say something with like a broad sweeping stroke, your point either doesn't get put across or can get misconstrued. But I think finding the proper like grammatical structure to present the idea and like actually nail down the point that you're trying to say. Is a more efficient way of going about voicing an opinion. And even there, that felt a little iffy. But generally speaking, I think if folks are capable of introspection safely, I think is how I want to go about saying that. And their thoughts aren't, I don't know if I want to say persuaded or shifted by mental disorders like schizophrenia and depression. I think it is valuable to look inward, even if sometimes you don't necessarily like what you see. Because generally speaking, it gives you a better understanding of who you are as a person. And a lot of how I like to think about going about my, I guess, quote unquote, brand of content is trying to more or less, this is for myself, really. Just trying to figure out in a way what sort of like mental avenues make sense, which makes no sense to anyone but me. Because I've said it previously in a couple of their streams that generally speaking, I'm not the greatest at transferring what's going on in my brain to an accurately descript like verbiage. Because like in school, like I'd always have a situation where it would be like a teacher trying to teach something and I just wouldn't fucking pay attention. And on the one hand, I can understand why they would be upset with me. But on the other hand, how do you properly sit down and describe to a teacher why you're frustrated when you yourself aren't entirely sure why you're annoyed by them coming over to help you? Like this thing that would generally be seen as a good thing is suddenly like the worst thing you could have possibly asked for, and you didn't. But for whatever reason, it really pisses you off that it happened. And this was an issue that I had pretty much my entire time in school, where I want to say it was more or less around 6th and 7th grade, where I'd have situations where I'd be sitting in class and I either wouldn't understand it or I just wouldn't fucking pay attention. It could be any one of those two things. But maybe it was just like the lack of sleep that I was getting or whatever. But generally speaking, I fucking hated every single time where it was like, oh, why aren't you doing, X, Y, and Z? Everyone else is doing it. And well, it's like, no. A particular, I need to get this off my chest. A particular like issue that I had was whenever teachers would bring up specifically something like homework, for example. Because I was one of the kids in class who I would hear like, oh, like we get like the fucking the rubric or whatever the fuck it was for the class, and it would like list out all of the different percentages for the class. It'd be like, oh, the general classwork is like 40% of your grade, fucking tests are 20%, and whatever else is whatever else, and like you get to the bottom and it'd be like homework is 10%. So you're telling me that even if I get no credit, I just say fuck it on every single one of those assignments. If I do good enough, I can pass with a 90. And maybe that's not quite how the math works out. But generally speaking, that is sort of how the math works out. Because homework is 10% of your grade. Ergo, at the end of the year, 10% of your grade will be not there. But you'd still be qualifying for like an A or a B somewhere in there. And what bothered me the most is, from my perspective, I was working smarter, not harder. Because everyone else was always so focused on getting homework done. They were always so focused on doing, X, Y, and Z. And, really absorbing the knowledge and taking notes and doing this, that, and the other thing. Now, I didn't do homework. But I fucking tested well. I remember in specifically my civics class one year, I had one teacher in particular who they had my sister in a previous year. And I don't know if it's something about the way that she was when she was in class. But like she saw how I acted in class and was marginally okay with it. Now I say marginally because obviously as a teacher they can't have students asleep in class. However, generally speaking, I was not awake in the morning. Like I was someone who was up till 2, 3 in the morning and then woke up at 6 to go to school and be there for 8 hours. And but for whatever reason, I had her class in the morning. And she's like, look, you test well. So obviously whatever you're doing is working for you. So eventually, about halfway through the class, her whole like shtick about not having kids asleep in class disappeared. Because I was basically the only kid falling asleep in class. But for whatever reason, I tested well. So I think what it ended up coming down to was there was enough of me listening to reasonably be okay with the idea of me being asleep in class to some extent. Theo Mechanic, thank you for the follow. And while that sounds kind of stupid, I never really fell asleep in class. Generally what it was is like I knew I had to stay awake, so I would just kind of lay there with my like I'd put my head down on the desk and I'd just close my eyes. Now I think what helped was not having that visual stimuli and just laying there listening was really fucking helpful. Yes. Yes. No, it doesn't. Like, genuinely, it got to the point where me and homework, where, like, they'd go through the class, like, all right, everybody, pass up your homework and we'll go through it together or whatever. And every single time, it'd be this situation. It would be like, you didn't do your homework? I'm like, no. Well, why didn't you do your homework? Because I didn't want to. Well, you know this is a part of your grade, right? I was like, yeah, I know. And eventually it just becomes this sort of like going through the motions situation where, generally speaking, it doesn't, at least for me, it never made sense to do the homework because you'd be staying up late, you'd be focusing on this, that, and the other thing. And, you know, God forbid you had a test the following day where it's like, oh, you know, make sure you do the homework and study really hard. But it's like, if you're paying attention in class and not dreading the homework, you listen more. And that's the way that I saw it. It was like, why the fuck is everyone so worried about the test? Generally speaking, you should know what's going on if you were listening. But everyone's so, like, hardline focused on doing the homework that it's always about the homework. And that's, like, the biggest thing that bugged me in school was the teachers would fucking hammer in the homework. It was homework. But I think if there's an engaging lesson with someone who, you know, may or may not be passionate about it, because it comes down to the student, but generally speaking, if they're particularly passionate about it, either party, then it'll sort of aid in their ability to test and add to their grade. And there's like general overall, I think it'll improve their grades. So it always felt really strange to me to have this situation where you'd have the teacher standing in, like, at the middle of the class, scolding one kid in particular about not doing the homework that was only worth 10% of their grade. Like, over the course of 180 day, or not even necessarily that, because I think it's broken up into like 4 different sections. So generally speaking, you'd only have fucking what? 180 by 4 is what? 45 days of a class. So 1 in 45% of 10%. Like, what reason does that realistically have to have any bearing on how you go about doing your work? That never computed with me. And it still doesn't, because I just don't like the concept of homework. Or at the very least, the stigmatism that comes with not doing it. Because I think there's honestly a lot of incentive to not do it. Because you're not up till fucking whenever time, you know, writing down shit to then, like, cram for it or whatever. I don't know. It just doesn't, it never made sense to me. It always super bothered me about how it needed to be pristine at all times, and you need to maintain X grade. And don't even fucking get me started on college. Oh my God. Everything was about college. Every day of every year. in fucking sixth, seventh, I remember it was ninth grade. They had us do. Oh, no worries. Oh, good to know. Thank you. But generally speaking, like they were always so like intrinsically angry about people going to college. And I never understood that. Nowadays, I would never set foot anywhere near a college with how fucking expensive they are. Oh, no thank you. I want nothing to do with that. Like, that shit always bugged the hell out of me. Oh, God. I don't know why, but the college rant just had me fucking have a fucking brain blast about other stuff. God, what would it would have been? I think it was fifth grade. We did this thing. I want to say it was. Am I using the right one? Okay, I am. But we had this one thing. I want to say it was called. I think it was Enterprise City. It used to have a different name, but I think they changed it. And this would have been back in like fifth grade. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, like, college for me will basically be my fucking Voldemort. I want nothing to do with it. I will very rarely talk about it. And generally speaking, I probably won't want anything to do with it for a while. And now, that's not to say that I'm gonna, fucking throw shade at people who go to college. Honestly, I fucking admire that shit. Like, you stuck that shit out. And even if you didn't, it's fucking impressive that you actually went and did it. Like, I'm not... Like, I know full well about all the stuff that comes with college. But I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm not impressed that someone would actually, fucking put down that kind of money. Or even more impressive if they got the fucking scholarships for it. And the fucking grants. Like, if you got all that shit, good on you. Good on you. I genuinely hope that it goes well for you. But as someone who got none of that, fuck that. I am not paying $14,000 a year for something that I may not even use. No. No, thank you. If I find something that I am deeply impassioned by and I want to learn all the more about, great, maybe. But until then, nope, not for me. You're gonna make me make the fluid collector, aren't you? Rock washer. I got lost in the sauce for a moment. What's up? I like just started this tonight. Like 3 hours ago. Generally speaking, a lot of times when it comes to packs like these, I'll fuck around with ways that I tend to find out. A lot of the time I try and apply things that I learned from other packs into this one. Nice. Oh, because that's not... I see. I forgot I'm not actually logged in on OBS. So it doesn't actually give me... Ooh, that's not what I want. Is it going to show me beforehand? No. You know, OBS is weird, where it'll not log me in, and logging in is a pain in the ass because... Shush. I do not need your sass, me. Thank you. It's good to know that I am coming through pretty cleanly, though. But no, I have, a Nightbot set up. So that some mods or some specific, like, links and shit are prevented from going through. I have other, like, bot-related things in there, too. So I might have accidentally triggered one of those. In stone gears. Because for a decent while when I... Well, I can't really necessarily say when I first started out, but... Like... God, it would have been... Oh god, how long ago would it have been by now? Oh god, has it been almost a year? Oh no. It would have been a while ago by now, though. Where I had like this massive problem with a bunch of bots coming into my channel trying to sell me like scam botting shit, like, oh hey, we can boost your numbers, you'll be famous overnight. Like that kind of shit. And like it always pissed me off. And then I get people who would come in who, like, they're artists, they get their art out one way or another, but they'd be people who would, like, try and, like, shove a canvas in my face, trying to get me to, like, look at their art. Like, that kind of deal. And generally speaking, I'm okay with an artist getting their work out there. But if I say that I don't want your art, and you then continue to send me shit to try and get me to buy your shit, at what point in time do I just turn around and be like, you know what? No, fuck this. So I did. And ever since, I have been all the better for it. Like, it's kind of wild just sitting down and enjoying the bot-free chat that I've managed to make. Like, it's nice. Now, naturally, there's going to be some that come in, and I do my best to try and give people the benefit of the doubt and, you know, be a nice person. Because I don't think being a dick for the sake of being a dick is a good thing. But I've had it happen to me so frequently that I genuinely got sick of it. So I did something about it. And ever since, it has been much quieter. God, you're so slow. That's my only gripe with the ambient water collector. It's just so goddamn slow. There we go. There we go. But generally speaking, I think I have a very wrong way of going about setting up automation for things. But I think in doing that, I tend to find really goofy ways. Research generators, one block solution for blocks. Top slot is the block you want. Top right slot is for speed. Bottom is the output. Cool. Stone block, stone pickaxe, and sturdy machine. Have a good one. Hopefully your day and or night goes well. Generally, I tend to stream around noon or midnight. Kind of depends on what I'm feeling. And or if I'm not gaming with the boys. Because I think more or less I tend to focus more on the people around me than I do streaming. Do I have stone? Haha, I don't have stone. That's a problem. I need to fix that. There we go. Right, you bring it directly into smooth stone. Don't do that. Look, man, if you can't laugh at yourself and your own mistakes, you're not living life. Like, I've had so many instances where, like, oh god, this would have been like 3-ish months ago. I was riding my bike up to the convenience store and I took a turn wrong. Now, naturally, that caused me to fall over. But I've gone through so much goofy shit in my life that I just kind of had to sit there and laugh. Like, from my perspective, that shit was funny. From anyone else's perspective, that shit would have been hilarious. Because it's like, with no external stimulus, like I wasn't going particularly fast. I wasn't like taking any drastic turns. I wasn't doing anything wildly dangerous. I just fell over. Like, it's just some shit that you just have to sit down and laugh. Otherwise, you're miserable. And honestly, if that's a superpower, then shit. What a fucking overpowered superpower. Because, like, realistically, if you can laugh at yourself, whose fucking opinion is gonna matter if you're just sitting there having a good time? Okay, so you... Okay, so you don't do cobblestone. You do coal. Don't do coal. I'm assuming you do dirt. You don't do dirt. I'm so confused. What do you do? What do you do? I don't understand. You know what? It might help if I actually read the fucking thing. Decorative blocks? Dude, what the fuck is the point? I feel gypped. My time is wasted and my day is ruined. Can't believe it. Anyway. generally speaking, I like to think of myself as a relatively reserved person. That's a bold choice. I think I need more inventory space. Rare. I also need more of these. Just gonna throw that down there. I don't need it just yet. Should probably also make a chest for my casts and shit so they're not just sitting in my inventory. You know what? For the chaos, we'll leave them there. Really throw people for a loop. True chaos lies not in organizing your inventory or causing problems on the internet, but letting your Minecraft inventory be a tornado incarnate. That's where true chaos lies. All right. You know what? I don't really feel the need to light anything up. I was like, I don't need to. It's essentially a peaceful world. You know what? I'm curious. We had a few folks in here. I'm curious about what all your guys' take are on specifically peaceful Minecraft worlds. From what I've heard, generally people tend to be unnerved by them and don't tend to like the feeling that they evoke. I'm curious to get a general consensus on what folks think about that. Like, what do you feel when you play a peaceful world? No mobs, no mods, just vanilla Minecraft in a peaceful world. Because I was saying this earlier, but now that we got a few folks, I'm curious to ask again. Because generally speaking, I tend to enjoy a peaceful world. Like, I enjoy not having to deal with, you know, oh no, there's a creeper over there kind of deal. And have never really understood the mental manifestation of, you know, a spooky demon dude off in the distance always staring at you, that kind of deal. Because generally speaking, my existence in peaceful Minecraft has always been kind of chill. Like, I've never really bothered or dwelled with specific details. And maybe I'm the weird one that thinks that way. I'm perfectly okay with accepting that. But I'm curious. I need to learn how to make wooden scaffolding. Oh. Really? Okay. Sure. I would need redstone before I did that. But like I'm really curious because I thought about playing the Broken Script mod just to try and sort of learn what that feels like. Because I genuinely can't see. That is understandable. I don't think I've ever actually done that. Like, it's been a minute since I've actually sat down to do a peaceful playthrough of Minecraft. I'm actually tempted to sit down and do one, but it'll probably be after I do something with Broken Script. Like, so I'm debating on whether or not I want it to necessarily be like a heavily modded one, because I think there's a merit to it just being you vanilla Minecraft, maybe a couple like quality of life mods and the mod, and going from there. I think that would be really interesting just to experience. I'm not a massive like horror person. I don't actively seek out horror games to play them. Like, I wasn't on the bus for the Five Nights at Freddy's craze or anything like that. But I do genuinely think it would be interesting to experience that side of the community who genuinely finds peaceful mode to be unnerving and concerning in certain ways. Because I think that would be really fucking fun. But I don't know. Because, like, I've seen a few videos of people explaining it, and it's like, I can kind of see that. But because I am a fairly introverted person, I enjoy just the emptiness. Because it's not a desolate world, it's an empty canvas for me. I'm not a creative person, but shit, when there's nothing going on, the shit that I do suddenly looks impressive because there's suddenly something there. And it's not a very low bar to clear, but like, it's interesting to learn how it looks through someone else's eyes, I think. Like, generally speaking. I'm getting lost in the sauce again. Right, wooden scaffolding. You know what, let me go grab that. But, like, I enjoy peaceful mode more or less as a concept these days, just because I do enjoy the challenge of things existing in the world alongside me. Now, does it need to... Ooh. Stipulations. 60 different miner placers. Using these on any tier of miner will place the required structure. Okay. Understood. So I'm assuming that this will become a cobblestone generator. And I should probably pick that back up. Where? But no. Like the crowds that see peaceful Minecraft as unnerving is definitely very interesting to me. Because it's just not the way that I see Minecraft. But I don't think they're entirely wrong. obviously my bias still exists that I think peaceful Minecraft is really chill. But I do think it is interesting just to sit down and be like, how does it look for you? And I think broken script is a pretty good way for someone who doesn't understand that perspective to feel how it feels. I'm pretty sure it's stone. No, it's cobblestone. Does it need to be... Huh. Okay. Good. Can't climb on it. But no, generally speaking, I think peaceful Minecraft is an interesting experience. Because it's the same thing, but you can just have two radically different experiences in it. And I think that's really cool. It's like roller coasters in a way. Because you have people who really, really fucking love roller coasters, and you have people who hate the fuck out of them. But they're the same thing. I think it needs that extra one on top. Nope, we're good. Cool. So... Okay. So I'm assuming it is dependent on what specific block it is. Okay. Now, out of curiosity, because I haven't bothered to look at it. Okay. Okay, so those don't exist. Good to know. Then what is my alternative? Obviously... Oh, it's weird. Oh. 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 Yeah, I should be all set. Okay, so... I might need to move the charcoal setup. Yeah. I'll move the charcoal setup. Oh boy, I gained a whole bunch of levels. Yippee! Oh. Where have you placed that other torch? Right there. I need an axe. An axe would be helpful. I should probably set up a cloche with a tree growing inside of it. Yeah, that'd probably be the smart thing to do. Do I have any available frames? No. Can I make one? Yes. No. Yes. It's a very wild roller coaster. Okay. Throw that in there. Make it a little faster. Okay. So generally speaking, we'll have that go into 2. Actually, yeah, we'll do 3 for now. Chicken, I'm gonna need you to move the fuck out of the way. Go away. Okay. Alright, let me... remove the cloche real quick. I gotta make those upgrades. I've been putting it off because I don't wanna, but I'm gonna have to anyway. Damn it. Oh well. Upgrade is smooth stone and a gear. Well, what if I said no? And instead... what if I told you that this summer the Autobots would be back, and better than ever? That's in the wrong position. Shit. Ooh, that's gonna be a problem. Okay. So we do that. We do that. Remove that. One's probably fine. Okay. Okay. And then that will go underneath. And I need to figure that to pull, that to pull. That's fine on its own. That goes to pull. That one gets set to pull. You know what? Okay. Oh,
let that fill.
And then eventually it'll overflow into here. Cloche, right? Yes, that. I need to get a rousing round of killing Son Goku. No. There we go. Okay, so that will make smooth stone. And what else? So that's all set. You know what? Before I forget, okay. And I'm actually going to remove those from the listings. Where the fuck? Huh? Okay, so that's very clearly those two. Huh? Where the fuck? Hello? Huh? Where are you looking? What? You don't have any containers. Huh? But you're showing items. $14 items. That'd be like a row and 2/4. Why the fuck? But you have no containers. I don't understand. I really wish you could shift right click and just clear the list, but I do understand why you can't do that. I don't. Can I not? Nope. Where are you looking for this information? What the fuck? Alright, I gotta make a new one then. And I'm hoping they don't cross-contaminate. Otherwise, I will be pissed. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Problem. I need a cow. That's a very big problem. I don't really need that. Yeah, moo indeed. I might have to go the alternative route. We'll try not to. But we might have to swap the moo for a nay. Oh, wait. The moves have arrived. I thought about choosing super flat, I'll be real. Oh, hello. Oh boy, I got dirt. Part of me thought about doing skyblock. But I didn't want to just do another skyblock, so I said fuck it. Unfortunately, this comes with the downside that I don't have free range space to build whatever the hell I want to without having to worry about the terrain being in my way. Okay. Now, here's hoping that our good friends, the stockpile ledger, will not be a pain and be cooperative in our ability to track items without it taking care of a chest that's not existing anymore. Okay, I'm going to make a new one. Never mind any more paper. Okay, now I'm going to make a new one. And when I do, I expect you to be empty. Very good. Okay. I want you to track this one, and this one. Thank you very much. Very good. Okay. So, now that I have this, I need to begin working on the upgrades. The upgrade in particular that I'm looking for is, well, first off, the base upgrade, because I don't have a fucking upgrade to begin with. Because I'm a fucking numpty who did not plan ahead. But then again, me and planning ahead are mortal nemesises. Because, you know. Interesting. Okay. Good to know. I'll never use it, but good to know. What? Huh? Is it not? Right. Yep. I forgot. Okay, so canola. Well, shit. I guess I'm gonna have to leave you running for a little bit. Enjoy. Okay, that makes sense. Well, I guess I should probably look into doing that. One canola. I think I'm gonna be better off just using bone meal. I'm gonna be real. Fuck, I don't have any bone meal. Shit. Huh? Oh, I don't need to sleep. So, you mean to tell me that I could be saving myself so much fucking time by just bone mealing it? This is what I get for listening to the back. Use a cloche, they said. It'll be fine, they said. Meanwhile, bone mealing it will give you so much more. Hmm. All right. Now that I no longer need that. Go ahead and get that out of the way. Go ahead and get that out of the way, because who the fuck needs a chest anymore? Not me. You can probably stop tracking the cloche. Realistically. Because why the fuck would you need to track a goddamn cloche? Oh, I could upgrade the main thing and make it go more. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. Cloches are fucking weird, man. So... Right. Is there any difference in the amount based on the tree given? No. No, there is not. Wonderful. You know what? Have a birch. Just kidding. Okay, have fun. I do need to make some more goodies, though, because I am in desperate need of more upgrades. Now that I've got a taste for the upgrades, I need more. Percentage speed. Reduces the duration of a recipe by 20%. Percentage effects happen before fixed effects. Fixed speed. Reduces the duration of the recipe by 200 ticks. 10 seconds. Percentage effects will happen before fixed effects. That's great. Okay. think I'll cook for a little longer and then probably end up calling it for the night. Wait, no, I need one more. Just remembered why I wanted to make those. Okay. I'm assuming. Aha! Upgrade. And the next one's going to be, yeah, a gear that I don't have yet. But it's 400 ticks, meaning that it's 40 seconds. Which is helpful. Because now it's only 800, which is, what, 40 seconds? Which, unfortunately, is not going to be fast enough. So I'm going to need more of them. Because it's 10 seconds per smelt, meaning I would need 4 of these to reasonably keep pace. That is unless I made another fixed upgrade 2, which would drop it by an additional 400, dropping it down to 2. Now, there is a catalyst slot. Does it specify what in particular can be used as a catalyst? Assuming it means bone meal, but I could be wrong. Doesn't say. I know there was a concept called speed blocks. Right? I'm not entirely off kilter with that. I'm pretty sure there was. I think a beacon was one of them, but I don't remember. Ah, speed blocks. Okay. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, so the catalyst doesn't seem to be that. I'm assuming it's more like bone meal then. Probably. Well, that's a problem. Oh, shit. Right, I forgot. You don't want to pipe into that directly for whatever reason. Meanwhile, in every other pack, you're more than happy to do so. I'm really not sure why that's the way you're going about doing that, but I'm not really going to complain. I mean, realistically, that doesn't really change a whole lot. Fuck. Is that gonna hinder that in any way? I didn't even think about that. That could be a problem. I don't think it's going to be. But I don't know necessarily. Okay, so wait a minute. This makes 2. Is that good? 10 seconds is 200. So I would just need another speed module then. And then I'd be done. Okay. And then I'm nowhere near the amount that I need in order to be able to actually set that up. So let me make a metric fuck ton of gears. That'll do. And I'm going to need to make a bunch of smooth stone as well. So I'll go ahead and get that started. I should probably set up another one, but I'm not particularly worried about it right this second because I'm not going to be more than likely streaming all too much longer. But now that that's set up, what am I missing? Obviously a whole bunch of shit, but that, I've got those, I've got that. Got a couple extra blocks in there. So 4 of those. Okay, that's that. I need a 5th one. Okay. Which would mean I would need more. Okay. Thankfully, I have 22 in here, so that should cover me for the rest of the way. And then I can get an even spread on the amount that I need for the thing that I'm trying to do. Yes. I believe it should do the trick. And then I need charcoal to turn into the copper gears. Can I craft them? No, metal press can though. So we'll do that. Let me see. Thermal evaporator. So I would need a way to fill the bucket, which I can't. I can make a bottling machine at some point or another. But at that point, there'd be no fucking point. Oh. Duh. That makes sense. Oh, that's pretty quick. All right. I was working under the assumption that it only produced 1. Now that I know that it produces 2, 400 seconds is plenty of time because 10 seconds is the amount that I need for 1. Yeah. Okay. So that's entirely self-sufficient now. Oh, it's perfect timing. Oh my god. God, that's satisfying. I fucking love that. Just as it reaches the end of the fucking thing, there's another one just to fill it in. Like it's, oh, it's so good. And then eventually this will be producing enough to be able to fill this chest up. Then once that chest is filled, it'll start producing smooth stone at a regular interval. But yeah, generally speaking, this is probably how I'll end up running a lot of my factory, is setups like that. Is it necessarily the best? No. Not by a long shot. But it's the way that I do it. And I fuck with it. Anyway, I think I'm going to end the stream here. It is 3 in the morning. Or at least a few minutes shy of it. So, yeah. I'm going to get some sleep. Probably not as much as I'd like. But, yeah. Four lightning rods is wild. The 30 bioreactors I get, but the 4 lightning rods is wild. I don't know how frequently thunderstorms happen on super flat worlds, so. But no. I think that's where I'm going to end the stream for now. I might do another stream tomorrow, depending on what time I wake up. Because if I get 8 hours of sleep, it'll be 11 when I wake up. And that's assuming I go to bed the moment I set my head down on that pillow. Which probably won't happen. But, no. Generally speaking. Solid stream. I had fun. It was a good time. Anyway. Appreciate folks for stopping by, vibing out, and hanging out with me. And for the folks on YouTube, appreciate you as well. That being said, I'm going to get some sleep. So, have a good night, day, wherever you happen to be. And I'll see you folks next time.